everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. So should you wait for the 2024 Toyota Tacoma? I say no, unless. We'll get to the unless in just a minute. But as I'm out here cruising around in my third gen, soon to be late model year Toyota Tacoma, I can't help but think, what am I gonna miss? And should I really buy the next generation Toyota Tacoma? Well, the answer for me is yes, I'm gonna do it. There's no doubt about it. Timing is really the issue, because I don't know when the version that I want is actually going to be available. But what should you do? You know, if you're not running a YouTube channel and a little crazy in the head like me and think you have to have the newest and latest and greatest all the time, should you really wait or should you buy one right now? You know, I have noticed that supply has started to increase, at least at my local dealership here. There's more models available, more to choose from. You don't have to order one or wait for a long period of time. You might have to wait maybe a couple, 3 weeks if you grab one out of allocation, but that's not too bad compared to the months that you had to wait before. So it's possible to really kind of go out and get one right now. So what should you consider? Well, first of all, the reliability, the durability, the quality, it's all there in the third generation Tacoma. We don't know what the 2024 is going to be, and of course there's always that big concern, and I think it's warranted, about buying a brand new redesigned vehicle of any version, whether it's a Toyota or Ford or whatever it is. It doesn't matter, because it's not really tested. I mean, they do their own testing, right? But it's not like you and me out there driving it around, you know, where you slam your elbow into the side or open a drawer or a door too hardly or too firmly, I guess. Just crazy things. The paces that we put our vehicles, our trucks through normally, overloading it. You know, that's a big thing. I don't know anybody out there who's ever loaded anything into a Toyota Tacoma that hasn't overloaded it. I mean, when you're at the local landscaping place or wherever you're picking up stuff, maybe you're at the Lowe's picking up cinder blocks, you want what you want. And you don't sit there calculating all the weights and everything else. You buy what you want, you have them throw it in the back, and really you're kind of hoping for the best. Is it going to be that way with the new Tacoma? I mean, this one, or this model anyway, I have overloaded many times, picking up dirt and mulch and whatever. Are you going to be able to do that with the new one? Are you going to have to be concerned about just how precise that suspension is? Is it going to take that wear and tear, that overloading that you know you're going to do, right? Particularly important if you're a weekend warrior or you use the truck as a work vehicle. You know, maybe you're a landscaper or something and you're hauling loads of dirt around and stuff. Who knows? Pricing. You know, that's probably the biggest concern. Toyota thus far has not announced what they're going to do when it comes to pricing. I think we can expect somewhere between a probably $1,000 to $3,000 price increase. I think that's what we're going to see. I mean, Toyota has a lot of R&D cost invested in that truck. They're going to want to recoup that. Plus, when they're going to a new model, a new year, it's a perfect opportunity for them to increase costs, right? Increase prices to us. And of course, everybody's talking about inflation, so why wouldn't the price be higher? It makes sense. It's a perfect opportunity for Toyota to seize, and I'm sure they're going to do it. Right now, you know what the prices are on this generation. You know how they hold their value, and that's going to be the next thing. If you're a frequent trader, how well is the value going to retain or be held with the new Toyota Tacoma? Is it going to do well in the aftermarket as far as for trades and things like that? Are you going to be able to recoup as much as possible? I did a video recently where I talked about that a little bit, and that the Tacoma holds its value 60.6%. In other words, after 5 years, you can expect to get 60.6% of what you paid for that truck. That's pretty good. I think it's right up there at number one or around number one, certainly top 5. We don't know what the new redesigned Tacoma is going to do. I mean, if you go out and buy one, and let's say that you're really jonesing for one and you're willing to pay a premium, you know, those dealer editions, and you know that's what's going to happen with this new truck. I think it's just an accepted common thing now. It's what the dealerships do. They charge aftermarket, or market rather, adjustments for these trucks. Are you ever going to recoup that money? And even if you didn't have to pay that market adjustment, you're going to pay that extra money because they're going to raise the price. Are you still going to get that 60.6% back? Or is it going to be a flop? You know, they're taking a bit of a gamble, I think, in that they're going with the 4-cylinder turbo. And then, of course, down the road, we're going to be going with the hybrid version as well. So it's kind of hard to say how it's going to hold its value, or if it's going to hold its value. We just don't know. The other thing is just the way the truck is set up. You know, we know what we have right now. If you've had other Tacomas, you really know what to expect. I mean, when you go from an SR to a TRD off-road, for example, they're going to feel the same. I mean, from a driving experience. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit difference in suspension, and it's going to be a little bit blingier when you go up to a higher trim level. Not that the Tacoma is real blingy anyway, it's not. So, you know what you're getting. You don't know what you're going to get with this new one. You know, is it going to be as intuitive as this model is? In other words, are you even going to know how to work the radio? I don't know. It's going to be different. You're going to have, depending on what trim level you get, this big iPad-ish thing floating in there. Is that going to be in your way? Is it going to be annoying? Not to mention trying to change the channels, maybe connecting your phone. There's one thing that I have found, even going with this model, is I'm having problems keeping my phone connected. Now, that's not a fault of the truck, I don't believe. It's a fault of the phone, because it's a newer phone, the software's different, and the new, or the old radio rather, doesn't have what it needs to be able to recognize it and keep it connected. Now, maybe there'll be an update, maybe there won't, I don't know. Maybe Apple, in this case, I'm an iPhone guy, maybe they'll do something to make that a little bit better, but it's just another one of those things. If you depend on your phone and that Bluetooth connectivity, and you lose it because you go to the 2024, it might be kind of annoying, particularly if you do use your truck for business and you're always on the phone setting up appointments or talking to customers or whatever. That's going to be very annoying, I would think. Anyway, there's just a few things to consider, and I would say if you're in the market, unless you really got to have the latest and greatest, why not get the Tacoma that we already know about, the one that's reliable and dependable and set up in such a way that it's useful, intuitive to use? I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know. What are you considering? What is your biggest fear in going with the new Tacoma? Or did you decide to just stick with what the current generation offers and not buy the latest and greatest? I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.